Max Holloway against Conor. I think Max can beat him.
There's a man that I have beaten before in Max Holloway. So he is an established fighter, an accomplished fighter, former UFC world champion, multiple time, former UFC BMF world champion.
Yeah.
So this is a quality opponent.
Indeed.
And our last bout was martial arts mastery by yours truly. So I plan on doing it again. I plan on showing my growth, you know, and my...
Conor McGregor fight in July is going to be fucking bananas. It's going to be bananas. I mean, people are going to go crazy for the return of Conor McGregor because he's a giant personality.
But don't expect the same thing.
How could
you
it
just
be?
can't.
He hasn't fought in 5 years,
That's
right?
exactly it.
It's been 5
and
years.
but that's the problem.
It might be more.
Because they're going to all expect that.
I think it is a little over 5. It's almost 6, I think.
It might be 6 at the time of the fight.
It might be
It's at might Islam Makhachev has broken down Conor McGregor's return to MMA, acknowledging his status as a major name in the sport. He notes that McGregor is stepping back in against a tough opponent, adding,
McGregor making his return. What was your reaction when that was announced?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Big name for our sports, and but he have tough opponents. Max Holloway against Conor. I think Max can beat him.
McGregor, meanwhile, is fully locked into preparations for a potential rematch with Max Holloway. He describes training as intense and all-consuming, insisting he is already familiar with Holloway's style and plans to deliver a sharper, improved version of his
Let's go on. Let's cheers to that. The Mac is back, baby. Let's go. It's like a musical. Music to my ears it is. Rob, you know, I'm out so long, 5 years. My body's fresh, my mind is sharp. I'm ready to come back. I've got a great opponent. I've got a great deal off the UFC. I'm very, very happy. They honored me, finally, I can say. So, July 11th. And the opponent is a man that I have beaten before in Max Holloway. So he is an established fighter, an accomplished fighter, former UFC world champion, multiple time. So this is a quality opponent.
Indeed.
And our last bout was martial arts mastery by yours truly. So I plan on doing it again. I plan on showing my growth, you know, and my improvements in there. So I'm very, very excited for it. Preparation is going very well. We're living, breathing, and sleeping in the gym. Literally.
Here we are.
I live in the gym. I have a base here, and I have a base in my coach John's gym, and I go between them both. So training's going very, very well.
Max Holloway, however, shows no concern about moving up to 170 for the matchup. He downplays weight class differences and emphasizes that real fighters adapt and compete regardless of size. While respectful toward McGregor, he makes it clear he is ready to meet him again inside the octagon. My thoughts on the fight being at 170 was like, who cares? You know, the weight is just a number. You know, real gladiators back in the day, they didn't walk around with a scale. You show up and you fight, and I'm a fighter, that's what I do. Open weight class, whatever weight class. I'm glad I get the a circumflex octagon with him. Max also dismisses the relevance of his first fight with Conor, calling it a meeting between two young fighters still building their names. He acknowledges McGregor's major impact on the sport, but makes it clear that their renewed clash is on a different level, ending by stating McGregor will have to face him this time. 13 years, and in this question is asked a lot like, do you watch it? Can you take anything away from it? And the answer is no, it's 13 years. We too was two young scrawny guys trying to make our name for ourselves, and now we hear you know he did what he did, he changed the sport in a major way. Glad to have him back, but unfortunately he got to see me, you know, and 5 years is a long time, but I'm getting ready for the best Conor McGregor there is. McGregor's mindset, however, has clearly shifted since his leg injury. He explains that the experience forces him to prepare not only for ideal outcomes, but also for worst-case scenarios inside the cage. Instead of purely visualizing success, he now builds responses for adversity, believing that survival and adaptation are just as important as execution. I built my career on prediction. I told these fighters that I was facing what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and when I'm going to do it, and the perfect scenario. And then as I went on, and only that, and I would obsessively visualize the most perfect scenario, and 99% of the time it happened, and then that one time it didn't, or that 1% it didn't happen. So now, as I've become a lot more experienced in the game, I actually work backwards towards the perfect scenario. So I have had a limb break inside the octagon, so now I must have an answer to that. After suffering serious injuries in past fights, Conor McGregor now prepares responses for anything going wrong. Believing experience has taught him that a fight is never over as long as a fighter can keep going. I have a whole selection of responses to the worst-case scenarios. Now, not that I sit and dwell on them, not that I sit and dwell on them or overthink them, but I just have them. So if the ankle goes, if the knee goes, if the shoulder goes, what's my response? 'Cause the fight's not over until if you give it's over. So if you have a maneuver, you can outlast and you can survive in there and then get towards the victory. So I have found as I have gotten more experience in the fight game to work my way backwards from the worst case scenario to the best case scenario. With the build-up growing, fans are also drawn to the promotional side of the matchup. McGregor is widely regarded as one of the best trash talkers in UFC history. And Max Holloway himself admits he is open to engaging verbally if McGregor brings that energy into the build-up. While Holloway usually stays quiet, he is willing to match the intensity if needed. Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor. I think he'll be respectful to a certain point, but dude got the gift of gab. So if he start talking, you might actually see a little bit of whine, "I boy, come out of me for this one," because not many of you guys know if you guys want to talk. I love a circumflex talking too, I just don't do it too much. But if you want to go that route and I love the tussle. I'm not looking for a long time in there, I'm looking for a big finish international fight week. It's going to be huge crowd, huge fight, and I want to leave it with a bang. We get to find out Saturday night, so I'm excited, I can't wait. Tune in July 11 live on Permin Plus. Around the division, several fighters weigh in on the potential clash. Charles Oliveira shows respect for Conor McGregor, crediting him for elevating MMA and bringing global attention to the sport. He acknowledges McGregor's influence in growing MMA's popularity and pushing it to a higher level worldwide. For Dustin Poirier believes Conor McGregor could still be dangerous for Max Holloway if his timing holds up after returning from injury. He explains that McGregor's power likely remains intact, but his movement and rhythm will decide the fight, while also noting Holloway has been dropped multiple times in recent bouts. The thing that I think the punching power is going to be there regardless. Conor is going to come back from the injury and still have that natural punching power. The question for me is the timing, the athleticism, the movement. All those questions need to be answered. I don't know, we haven't seen him. So I don't know if his counter-punching and his timing is anywhere near what it was. He has a chance to beat Max. Look, I love Max, but the career he's had and the longevity he's had. He's touched the canvas in his last 3 fights more, That's more than he's touched in his entire career. I just think time's catching up with him. He's still a young man, but he's taken a lot of shots and Conor can punch, man. No matter how long he's been out, he still has the great equalizer, and that's power. Some guys are born with it. On the other hand, Usman Nurmagomedov doubts Conor McGregor will successfully return to competition or realistically make a fight with Max Holloway happen. He points to McGregor's long absence from the sport as a major disadvantage, but adds that a comeback win would still generate huge excitement and bring renewed attention to MMA. 'Cause we mentioned the Irish. Conor McGregor, 1, do you think he actually makes it to that fight? And 2, you think he beats Max Holloway? First of all, I don't believe he's going to come. He's going to be a fight with him, this is first. Second, if he will, I don't sure he's going to beat because 5 years to staying away from this sport. This is too much, it's very long. And the third one, if he will beat him, this is good for MMA. He's beginning talk and more fans come back. You said Conor winning is good for MMA. Yes, if he will win for this is good for, I agree. There is what it is, brother, this is the stars, yes. Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria offers a more detailed breakdown, suggesting the fight would stay strictly in the striking range with no wrestling exchanges. He believes McGregor is close to Holloway in stand-up skill and even favors him to win the matchup. He also notes that a McGregor victory could open the door to even bigger future fights. Striking. Moving to McGregor's broader return. Topuria also argues that a comeback fight at this stage would bring limited value to the UFC. Manly B.